All right. Hello and welcome to the first impressions of the newly reworked DE Metal Access by Hellwalker. I'm going to be giving my first impressions and speculating a little bit on the gameplay and the changes that he has made to the level. So let's start with the A, and the biggest change to A bomb side is this squeaky door in the CT heaven. I would argue that this is no more a CT heaven, since the timings and the balance and the access to this position has been changed in the way that T's actually have a proper way to actually contest it now. I will get into T's. These two vents more in depth in a little bit, but for now, the A-bomb side cover, it still has the container in the middle, and you can now access the heaven with a simple jump. And yeah, so the CTs are pretty much resorted to holding the bomb side from the back of the bomb side, from outside the bomb side as well. But there is no real need for terrorists to actually take this back area here at all, since this upper here is so easily accessible and so easily wall bangable with the AKs through the door, even M4, that it's not a big problem. And if the T's show aggression to this part, I bet there will be no CTs anymore playing in the heaven position. So that might be actually the main and leading factor to the sidedness of this bomb side in particular. The access for CTs to get to here has been, well, it's the same way for this. Not sure if you can do this jump over here. No, that's not possible. So you will have to do this little climb here to get up here, and maybe from here. I'm not sure if the timings allow for you to actually hold this effectively, but of course, smoke grenades have been invented and implemented in the video game, so you can block that access off and actually take the heaven position here. This one way here is new. I actually like this. It can be used in a last moment split decision on how to execute onto the bomb site actually. So if this didn't give you any success on the bomb site, then maybe taking the one way back down here will. I also like the fact that you can contest this with this higher up angle with those two boxes. I like that. But maybe the issue that I have with the heaven area is that it might be a little bit too disconnected from everything else. There still exists this, but it's a one way. There's no way to get up there from without doing this long rotate back here, which might be good for the balance of the bomb site in general. I'm a little bit worried about the timings for A bomb site. It seems how the entrance is laid out for now. It seems that the terrorists get the first view of the bomb site, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it just means that they're going to be set up here relatively quicker than the CTs are able to utilize this peak for themselves. So there might be something that you have to look into with the timings. The second thing, oh, by the way, I like this a lot. The second thing is this connector area, and now I'm gonna get to the juicy part of this map. The first vent, it's not a vent per se, but it's a hole in the wall, and I checked the timings. The timing for T's is 9 to 11 second ish. So if a terrorist gets a good timing, they can rush that within 10 seconds. The issue here is that CTs get to here in 10 seconds ish, and that might be an oversight from design standpoint, because there is no real way for CTs to get this control actually anymore. I would like to compare this to connector on overpass a little bit, since I think overpass has like one of the most unique midless layouts. How the connector works as a rotation path, which middles in standard 3-lane maps usually do. I mean, should always do. For a fight for control, they should give a rotation path between the bomb sites for whoever gets the, I mean, is the holder of the control. So I think here the right way forward would be to give the CTs a little bit faster timing here, so that they could actually have a say in the matter on who is going to push onto the bomb site through here and actually gain the access for the heaven. Then we have this vent, which connects to the T side. It's over here. I don't like this, that you have to crouch over here. I think it's a little bit of a handicap, even though you can bypass it by crouching in the middle of the air, so you don't have to get slowed down by that. But yeah, it's a really windy kind of a S-shaped vent which comes here. I would be fine with the design if it was without, or if CTs could come here. Right now I think, even though you have to pop the vents, I still think that it's too T-sided with the timings about. So there's no real way for a CT to hold this. Maybe with a shotgun in a spot like this. I definitely want to see how it plays. But yeah, and if the CT would be able to get this control without T's pushing this, then I bet like this would be fine to hold. But without that, I sincerely think that this is flawed in its design as it is. I found this cool thing. You can wallbang through here. It's a little bit inconsistent since this wall, so the duct metal is very wallbangable, but the concrete on the other side isn't. So you might want to add the same texture here, so it will be more wallbangable, even more than it is right now. This was a big bug that I found. Let me restart the round so I can buy my nades. So there are ladders here, but the water clearly kills you if you go down. Everything in the level is kind of giving me mixed signals. It says deep water. I mean, it is deep water, but the deep water depths shouldn't really affect the danger of it, danger element of it. Maybe like toxic sludge or something like that, and remove the ladders so there's no bait. Because I thought you could go down there, so... yeah, let's not get too caught up on that little issue here, but I would want to get this removed. It's conveying to the player that you can go there. I guess that danger sign is like a little bit ish that you shouldn't go down there, but there's an access ladder, so yeah. Then the design of this long hallway. Maybe with an AWP you would be able to cover the exit of the vent from here. So for timing wise, you don't even have to go here to cover this. And maybe like a super passive hold from the players on the bomb site could mean the control of this squeaky door here for the CTs. And of course, you can always jump up this. Not sure about the timings here, how they work out, but then like if you're trying to fight against this heaven area against the T's from this CT, like CT playing against that, you're only resorted to this little corner here without exposing yourself to the main as well. And there is no cover in the back area here, which to me is kind of useless. There's no spot to fall back on to, so I think this is inherently very T-sided. And the terrorist can also do like a double, like kind of pincer movement on the take of this connector area. I like the idea, but right now I think it's kind of flawed, and it's gonna be super T-sided, and CTs have no say in the matter without pushing this every round. with a P90 or an XM or something. I think that's enough with the A side of things. So B got a little simplification, which I like. I think that this happens quite a lot, that we get introduced to a map that has like tons of like quirky, windy spaghetti paths, and the simple solution, like the solution to the fix to the problem is usually like a super simple removal of like 1 or 2 paths. So this stuff happens quite a lot, and I like seeing it. I like seeing the beauty in the simpleness of things. So here the long is kind of the same. The doors have been introduced, and the heaven area is removed as well. So then this wraparound, it doesn't go like this anymore, only there, and the 2 entrances from here previously have been made into this one single entrance here, which I quite like. Then the connection between mid, quote unquote mid, has been made into this single route. We have a ladder, and then we're up at the heaven. I'm really not sure about the heaven the ladder being here with like this sort of a kill corner here that you can't really counter against. So this seems to be like a nuke heaven ladders of difficulty in entering times 5. Not even sure. Yeah, you can't even wallbang this with an M4. With a scout, obviously, and with an AWP, yes. But how many times are you gonna, guess right that the player is gonna be out of like all of this space, that he's gonna be here or whatever? Yeah. Just making sure that this is not a door. It's not a door, okay? So let's get to the juiciest part of the B bomb side, which is the heaven. Actually, the bomb sites are split. I think this was B last time, and that was A. But yeah. So the rafter part of, or the heaven of the bomb site, has been made into this single platform thing, which I like. It's very simple, and it does. I think it does even more. It gets more across with its design than the old one did. That kind of had the awkward angle to the main, and then had the super overpowered weird 90-degree angle overlooking the main entrance, or the side entrance, or the front entrance, or whatever. There are generally, like, if you take, for example, Ancient. Wow, no one has ever said that in a comparison in that way, but yeah, if you take in consideration Ancient, how it has like the central pillar bomb site, and then it has the box. Okay, wow. What I'm trying to say, let's not take Ancient as an example, because it doesn't deserve that. Generally, we can see 2 types of bomb site designs. Usually, it's a central pillar bomb site, and then we have loads of boxes around. So it's like the central pillar is like situated around the central exposed middle of the bomb site. So that also already differentiates some of those maps bomb sites. But I think here we have 2 of the central pillar bomb site designs. Bomb site A is not that much of a pillar, but this one is, and I'm gonna still refer this as a bomb site B, even though it's A on the radar. That usually means with this kind of a, it doesn't have any additional cover, and that means it's usually pretty easy to listen to noise, and it's very predictable where the terrorist player is going to plant the bomb. And with the lack of cover, it usually means that bomb sites get their best planting areas sorted out very quickly. So I think here the best one is going to be like hugging this, or maybe on this wall as well. I'm not surprised if we find ourselves planting the bomb like on this side as well, because like this is kind of protected from here, which is a main rotation path, and then from here and here. But yeah, maybe this will be the default planting zone. With the lack of cover, it also means that there is not that much going on right next to the middle pillar thing here. So I think the players are going to mostly like hug the walls, stick around like outside the bomb site, and then have like a more of a long-ranged battle in this bomb site. I would like to see like one singular box maybe here, and maybe from that you could even jump onto this, and from here you could jump up to the heaven rafter. I still think that you should keep the access even from the bomb site here. Removing of it, I think it's kind of an oversight of the design and kind of the rotation paths. And I think that asking the players to do this kind of a movement to get the top control of the bomb site and actually fight against this player coming here is a little bit too much. You do have the space here to introduce like a set of stairs, so why not do those? And then give the access, like move this ladder here. Or not even introduce a ladder, just make some sort of a jump. Also, a thing that I found is that you can't stand on this side of the railings, which also affects the player's movement in a very drastic way, that you can't go there. If I didn't know the map and I was getting boosted on here as a T, playing on the first T round, pistol round or whatever, I wouldn't even, like, just trying to jump up here, I wouldn't even think that this is playable area. Just how every other map, usually, in all the maps that have been accepted in CSGO or whatever, they always have this little ledge here, climbable, so you can get the utility out of the area there. Then this is blocked off, which is good. But yeah, I'm trying to say, like, to recap the B-bomb side, I think it's this new open design is good, but I think it's very bland in its design as well. It's like very bare bones, and I would want to see like 1 or 2 more boxes to play around. Then we get to the biggest change, in my opinion, which is the T main, which is like a hut right now. This is already better than, like, it's going to be more fun to take as a terrorist than DE nuke A-bomb site hut. I'm gonna compare it to that since it reminds me of it very much. It doesn't have the top of hut position, it doesn't have the awful rafters at the top like this, or it doesn't have the super awkward, like, fucking, what's the word? Breakneck angle or whatever. So already kudos on that for making a better hut in that respect. The thing that I'm kind of weary of in its design is that it still has the one Molotov blocks you out completely, and the rush potential of this position, it's kind of limited by that, which it's not a bad thing necessarily. But yeah, that's something to consider. And then the wallbang ability of this is as well. You can do it with the rifle, but maybe introduce like a metal material or something like that, which this thick of wall usually is made out of. I don't know. The variety in materials is usually very helpful to make out where people are walking, or, you know, distinct between sounds. For example, I think this rafters area would be made out of a metal or something like that. and then this is like concrete. So you have to, with materials, you can differentiate those, and then introduce some other materials. For example, this floor here could be wood, or like plastic or whatever, like a tarp on the floor, just to make out the sounds better from distance. And from distance, relating to this, if these are both concrete and a player is, for example, like here, and some player is jumping and running on this side, he can't be sure if the player is on this side as well. So it helps in the recognition of that. Little bit of a tangent there. I don't like these doors being so thick. You can't wallbang them, and I think they also create some new issues in clearing these spots. With the introduction of these, you made the access to the bomb site far harder, far less convenient, and I think the removal of this angle is good with the box, but you also have to be wary of this, which is good. And it gives security to T's taking this long area, since all they have to really worry about is this area and then this corner right over here. Actually, let's clear those. So with these doors, the idea is good, but I would like to see them made so that you can clear them without utility better. So even like hugging this, I cannot be sure if a player is in this corner, or maybe that's like just. Yeah, maybe, but I would like for the angle to be even more clear. Like you can actually kill them and not get like an awful 60 in 4 damage through the door or whatever, and then they will just peek and headshot you like this. Plop, plop, plop. Same goes for this. I think it's like kind of an awful thing to try to peek. Actually, let's see. Yeah, it's the exact copy of the other wall, so what was I even expecting? I don't know. But yeah, but here you have even this upper area, which is even more harder to clear from the T's perspective. So something to think about. I do like the design of introducing this box here, and then having an alternate angle into the bomb site and into the heaven as well. You could make the door a little bit higher, so you could actually, and maybe make it a little bit wider as well, so you can get more utility out of this. And actually, without crouching, you can fast peek this without it being so goddamn hard. Yeah, I'm trying to do this like in a very sophisticated way. Maybe that, yeah. The A-long, or the B-long, is still kind of the same design. It's super open, and it's from movement side of things. It's very boring. You walk, you run, 90-degree change, and then you come to the split. You have a decision here to make. So either you jump up on this and expose yourself to there. Actually, you can do it from here. There's a weird clip here. I want to go there. Let me. I can't. Yeah. So you make a decision on peeking this heaven area with. Oh, even my gun went there. Oh man. Yeah. Or you peek from hug this and peek from here, which is not a clear peek. You can't. I would like to peek like that angle over there from here, like from this corner. I would like to see this corner, but no, there's something in the way. So I would think of what is the first angle that I want to expose my terrorist player to, like first piece of cover that I want to expose my player to. What is the first engagement point and how the cover plays in that point as well. I think this is kind of an awkward thing, and then the back wall here gets completely neglected about with the long. Since there is no cover, this cannot be used as like an actual cover, since they can pretty much see some part of you at least. Maybe it could. Well, yeah, it's like your elbow is gonna be sticking out like a short elbow. Yeah, and then the same thing goes here. Can't be used as a cover. So little things like those kind of, you know, could be worked on. Maybe this wall could be made a little bit wider, so it could actually be used as a cover against this angle. Yeah, the potential is there. The idea, like a whisper of the promise, has been laid to the ears of the players, but the potential is let down by the design and the details of it actually. But yeah, I do have a problem with this, how this is designed. So this point here becomes, for CTs, there's only one good position to play this area, and it's from this corner. But you risk yourself being shown to here, to these two angles at the same time. So maybe make a wall here that you can hide, or like a box or some cover that you can actually peek, be hidden from this whole area, but can play against this top area here. And then this corner would become a holding spot for this corner here, for this angle. So yeah, I think with that change, giving this more power, it would make the long play better, and actually something in the not even actually making that playable, but something in the midway here that the CTs can actually push up to contest the main as well. Like this could help. Yeah. Right now, I think the terrorists don't really have to worry about CTs playing from here, since it's so underwhelming for CTs to even push up. Maybe with a smoke, maybe with two smokes actually, if two players are playing this, they could smoke that up like that, and then push up here and actually hold the main from here. But then they get really stuck if they get pushed by there or get naded or flashed or whatever. So I don't really see the value in that area that much. Then let's go to the spot that is still arguably the same, which is this heaven spot, which has become into kind of a utility window for terrorist side. And I guess this box here means that these are fairly covered from the CTs pushing here, which I bet it's not gonna happen that much. CTs do have this nice little sneaky corner here if they manage to get over here, over this choke. So that I do like, but it may be for the wrong reasons. And the last thing that I'm gonna point out, make your stairs like this. The slope will be more gradual, and it's not like, oh, actually these stairs are the same. It won't be this drastic. So the issue with these kinds of stairs is that the player can jiggle and can peek like this, which is super annoying to deal with, and it's gonna have an unfair advantage to the player who's going to be fighting against that, since the player can be like peeking up and down like this from those spots. So I'd say that this is already inherently T-sided area. And also the headshot angles with the stair position here. You have all of this space. I see no reason in not making the stairs here and then making a more even, more fair and square fighting area for both teams. Then actually the last thing that I didn't cover is this back area here. Wow, this video is going to be half an hour. this back area here, there's no more the entrance from here to here. I'm gonna end the video in 3, 2, 1, half an hour, done.